Happy New Year 2018! Buon anno nuovo 2018! This is Dr. Hama's Internet Radio. I'm Dr. Hama. I just celebrate the New Year with my family. I hope this year will become a good year for my family and probably, also for the audience of this program, Dr. Hama's Internet Radio. In this program, I will repeatedly talk about relief of our soul. And normally, when we ask for relief, generally we may make prayer, but just making a prayer is not very convincing. From understanding, it's important. What is important is processes by which we come to ask for help to something superior to us. In the previous video, I introduced a passage from a novel titled Journey to the Center of the Earth, written by Jules Verne. In that passage, what led the protagonist to make a prayer asking for help to God is the remembrance. He remembered his memory. He just followed his memories and make a prayer. Probably intermittently. So that process is really informative. How so not the act of prayer itself, the processes which led him to make a prayer is really important. And so the remembering one's memory is, in my view, just make explicit one's experiences, and one's experiences always contain, I understand, some truth to the owner of the memory. So I like to repeat the same passage in order to give audiences how people are likely to arrive at the point at which to make prayer asking for help to something superior to us. And as a result, the protagonist was given some space for breathing, which allowed him to have the regain a kind of bravery to confront difficult situations. So this processes, the whole processes may teach teach us, mm, especially when we find ourselves in some difficult situations. Yeah, it's, I think, one of possible alternatives to remember what already happened and what mm, really important, what is important to us. So remembering memories, the histories, trajectories is, I think, really important, not trivial things. So I again uh, read the same passage so that, yeah, audiences may entertain the whole processes and probably mm, they may be able to get mm, the meaning of mm, relief of soul by asking for help to something superior to us. So please enjoy this passage again in the very beginning of this year to make happy to this year, to make this year happy. Mm, even if you may not have, you yet to have some bright prospects for for this year. Yeah, but yeah, the more difficult your situation may be, this passage will help you mm, regaining uh, some bravery to encounter difficult situations. So please listen and enjoy this passage again uh, from Jules Verne's Journey to the Center of the Earth, Chapter 27, Lost and Panic-Stricken. To describe my despair at that moment would be impossible, for there is no word for it in any human language. I was buried alive, with the prospect of dying from the tortures of hunger and thirst. Mechanically, I passed my burning hands over the granite floor. How hard and dry the rock seemed to me. But how had I come to leave the course of the stream? For there was no denying that it was no longer there. Now I understood the reason for that strange silence when I had listened for the last time to hear if I could make out any sound from my companions. At the moment when I had set foot on the wrong path, I had obviously failed to notice the absence of the stream. Clearly, there had been a fork in the gallery just then, and I had taken one route while the Hansbach, obeying the caprices of another slope, had led my companions off into unknown depths. How was I to return? There was no trace of any footsteps, for my feet left no mark on the granite floor. I racked my brains for a solution to this apparently insoluble problem. My position could be summed up in a single word: lost. Yes, lost at a depth which struck me as immeasurable. Those 75 miles of rock seemed to weigh on my shoulders with a terrifying pressure. I felt crushed. I tried to turn my thoughts to things on the surface of the earth, but I was hard put to it to succeed. Hamburg, the house in the Königstrasse, my poor Gräuben, of that world underneath which I had lost my bearings passed rapidly before my terrified memory. I saw again in a vivid hallucination all the incidents of our journey, the sea crossing, Iceland, Mr. Fredrickson, and Sneffels. I told myself that if, in the position in which I found myself, I still retained even the shadow of a hope, that would be a sign of madness, and that the best thing I could do was to despair. After all, what human power could possibly open up those huge arches of rock, curving over my head and take me back to the surface? Who could put my feet on the right path and reunite me with my companions? "Oh, uncle!" I exclaimed in a despairing voice. This was the only word of reproach which came to my lips, for I knew how much the poor man must be suffering while he in his turn was looking for me. When I saw that I was beyond all human aid, and incapable of doing anything for myself, I thought of appealing to heaven for help. Memories of my childhood, and especially of my mother, whom I had known only in my earliest years, came back to me, and I knelt in fervent prayer, unworthy though I was of being heard by the God to whom I was appealing so late. This recourse to Providence calmed me slightly, and I was able to concentrate all my mental faculties on my situation. My flask was full, and I had food for 3 days, but I could not remain alone longer than that. Should I go up or down? Up, of course, as far as I could go. Like that I was bound to reach the point where I had left the stream, and that baleful fog in the road. Then, with the stream at my feet, I might still be able to regain the summit of Sneffels. End of quote. Yeah, just I would like to emphasize the memories, the protagonist remembering. Uh, yeah, just making a prayer is sounds a little bit irrelevant, even if or because um, even if we understand we are in very difficult situations, just making prayer doesn't seem to give us any mm, positive effect. But yeah, believe me, yeah, it's really strange, but I think it's also logical procedure. If we remember what happened to us, and if I manage to get back rationality because of the prayer or providence, yeah, I think it will be really helpful for us to go about difficult situations. So, yeah, in this very beginning of New Year, I will like as many people as possible to understand and get some hint from this passage and this program, the effect of providence, the concept of providence, is not at all irrelevant for our everyday life. So I will again and again repeat this issue of relief of our soul, utilizing uh, the various resources like novels, and also, as I mentioned in the previous videos, I may introduce and discuss some scientific research which I think is relevant to us to um, getting some alternative space uh, in which we can get some space for breathing and um, regain some bravery, um, even if no matter how difficult uh, our everyday life may be. So, Happy New Year, Bon Anno Novo. Uh, I wish you all a Happy New Year. So, thank you very much. See you again. Bye bye.